Welcome to 2048 strats that will make you the envy of all your friends. And
Austin and I are both pretty good at this game. Austin, what's your score?
I'm about 150k right now. So.
All right, and mine's creeping up to 500k.
Yeah.
That's luck, by the way. That's not.
No, not to sound arrogant or anything. I would probably consider myself just as good at the game as he is, but
yeah, we're about equal. Just we.
Sam just thought of a new strat the other day.
I had a bit of luck.
I only found it out this morning. I haven't really gotten a chance to seriously sit down and play with it yet. So. But I understand what he's saying.
We're about equal.
But first of all, we're going to start off here. Let me set the board a little better because I just kind of ass-stratted by just pressing upside.
Yeah.
Okay. So once I set up this with the, there we go. Okay. So now we have the setup. Now notice I'm just use the mouse to. Yes. Fuck's the mouse. There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna use the mouse to point this out. See now, notice how the numbers ordered. So 2, 4, 32, 20. They're in ascending order. Now the purpose of. Okay. First of all, don't swipe down. Don't swipe down because. Let's start the strat this way. So don't swipe down because then you're gonna get your numbers stuck, your large numbers stuck in the middle of the row or wherever, and it's kind of random.
That's a pain in the end.
It's hard. It's gonna be hard to sum. So I like to call it playing out of your ass, or how everybody else plays. Cause like, I'm so good, I can sum numbers.
And then it's just trying to scrounge,
like scrounge around.
It's just scrounging them for that 5-12 tiles.
It's just desperation playing. See, like look at how disorganized this board is right now. But you see, if I were to go to do you want me to try to play out of this, or you want me to restart?
I'll try to restart.
Okay. See, but if I just don't swipe down, like look, if I just or just do whatever, even just pressing, or just going up and side. Look at I've already built.
You're trying to go upright the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, look, look at my tiles. Look at how like uncluttered the board is already with 64. And normally by this point, most people will be like, oh, fuck, we got 12 tiles filled and we have a 64.
Mm-hmm.
So
possibly a higher score because at that point they'd be building.
We've had a lot of tiles.
You'd have a lot of just random tiles stuff and tiles that aren't gonna go anywhere.
Okay, but now here's the next part of strat. In addition to don't swiping down, organize your numbers from like in ascending order, like I was saying, 4, 16, 32, whatever. Like. By doing this, it's a lot easier to sum the numbers together. Like, look at it, it just runs together like a nice little flowing stream. Yeah. Now before, okay, sorry, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when you do this, you're gonna get a 2 stuck here, like I just did. Just don't worry. Keep your like as I see, I have an open space here. Try to I'm gonna swipe up here and fucking 2. It's okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, whatever. I was trying to like there we go. So now I can swipe up. But like I was trying to explain there, just try to keep this top row locked. Like I didn't have it locked there.
Yeah, that's the key. You want to keep it locked.
Even if you have a number there stuck, you can still kind of get out of it because you can just kind of work the second row until you can get a number available. It's a lot of patience, especially if you get in a situation like that. It's a lot of patience. Yeah, if that makes any sense. See, like there, I was forced to swipe left, and that's a big risk because then you can get some sort of number jammed over here, especially early on. The strat will show you later will incorporate a number being there, but it's not ideal to do right now.
Yeah, it's something you need to do when you have a more firm top, when you have numbers up there that are in thousands and not like 32.
As if you have a number up there already, it looks a lot easier to sum because the numbers are so small. So sorry all you guys who think you're cool and think 128 is a pretty big number, but
yeah. The 2048 tile wasn't an accomplishment for both of us when we
first got it. Because initially when we started playing, I kind of thought of the strat of like, oh, don't swipe down. That makes a lot of sense. I kind of started playing around with that, and it made a lot of sense. And then Sam was able to get 2048 soon after I was. And then we kind of started playing around more, and then eventually we kind of
found these. Well, we found it easy to get to the 4096 tile.
4096 when we started playing this corner strategy where we organized the numbers.
Exactly, and then soon after that the 80 whatever tile it is that wasn't too difficult to get. And at this point, I have the 32,000 tile, whatever that is.
And then Sam in the last few days, and I found about this morning because I saw him. We found he told me about this strat he thought of where he locks the grid for the later rounds, which I think is actually a really good idea. Oh, fuck, I just hit the side.
That was close.
That was bad. Don't do that. That was a mistake, not for demonstration purposes. But yeah, he explained to me this strat, and it makes actually a lot of sense because what you're going to find later in the round playing this corner strat is these 3 rows are going to get locked up very easly unless you're very careful and very lucky. This strat will avoid it, but that's not until much later. We'll explain that. Okay.
Yeah, don't be confused by that. Right now at this point, it's essentially is just going up and over
Yeah.
every time and trying not to deviate from that.
Yeah.
At that point, another thing Austin could have done is when you build up that, if you go to the other side, it eliminates the risk of you getting a number stuck there. See how he has that 2 stuck above the 8? If instead of swiping to the right like he did, if you swipe left, sometimes that makes it a little more avoidable. Well, not always, but sometimes.
And there's
less likely.
Yeah, it's less likely
there.
Yeah, because there's less spaces.
We're not at a point where that's really important.
No,
but later in the game he wants.
Because really, this is an easy board to deal with. And also, if in the off chance it does happen, oftentimes when you swipe over, you're gonna have spaces down here in the lower and the bottom because everything's being pushed over, and it's more effectively gonna be in your middle row. And just quickly lock up this row, and as you can see, it already got locked up for me. I can just swipe down, wait for the 2 to spawn. Okay, not that 2, not that 2, but there I can swipe. There I can swipe over. Now I have an 8 there, and it's no problem. But yeah, you just keep building. You just keep building up and over, up and over, up and over. It's really not that hard
at this point in time. It's pretty simple.
I mean, it'll take a little bit of practice. Don't think that just by knowing this strat you're gonna be like, oh, I'm the end all know all of 2048.
But this is a pretty easy way to be the cool kid in the playground.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it took me and Sam a little while to learn it to the point where we can get like 496 consistently, or even 812. But
because eventually you develop your own little habits and you know what you're good at, and
yeah.
Because I mean, we can't teach you that. We can teach you what we know and what we're good at. But in the end, that there is some elements to the game that aren't simply just strategy. Sometimes it's, you learn little tricks and
your little tendencies and stuff. Like we'll show you some new tricks as they become relevant. But for the most part, you're gonna find that you're gonna develop your own kind of style, like playing. Like you're gonna like to lock. For instance, maybe you'll like to lock up this row. And you like to slosh these numbers so they're all organized and like columns of like 8s and 4s and 2s and stuff like that, and maybe swipe up and try to like hammer them together and then force them into the corner, maybe something. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But you'll develop your own kind of style of play.
Which you should, because that's a good way to go. So now Austin messed up. So now
I managed to lock the top 2. That's funny.
What happens is now we're gonna have to go down, right? And now those numbers are stuck there, and it's not the end.
Yeah, it's not the end.
It's not the end.
No.
Because we don't have very large numbers, but with larger numbers, that's a very detrimental thing to happen.
Yeah.
This isn't the end yet. Well, it possibly is.
No, it doesn't. See, that was just a mistake. That's kind of funny. That doesn't usually happen. You rarely will lock your top 2. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about that too much.
No. But you see, I just quickly went ahead and just locked up this row, so I'm just gonna swipe down or swipe left. But see, now I'm kind of recovered a bit.
Yeah.
So
it's not the end. As long as you can see, like he's managed to still keep some higher numbers at the top, which is really the crucial part of what he's doing here. And now he's gonna try to make that 16 into 256, and then I'll just go over.
I got plenty of space though. Effectively I got these 6 squares to do it. And that's enough, more than enough.
Sooner
space.
than later, it'll be back on track. It's like at this point in the game, that's not really a big deal.
No. Yeah.
But that is what you need to be careful of doing.
I'm really finding doing this comment.
Yeah.
2040 doesn't really have a whole lot. There's a lot of strategy, but it's not like doing a let's play where I'm just talking over a game and I can think of. I'm just talking about aspects or.
Well, we're trying to teach you.
Yeah, it's more of a tutorial video, not like a let's play video.
It's because I mean the thing is, 2048 is a really popular game, right? And we all have those games that become popular, and you're good at.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Austin and I have been lucky to be really really good at this game, because it's it's kind of fun. It gives us some entertainment.
Well, compared to all our friends, I think
it's always fun to be better than other people, no matter what it is. It's nice.
As awful as it sounds, it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like when Temple Run was cool, I was really good at that. When I have a buddy who's really good at piano tiles. That app, it's just nice to be good at it, and we're trying to let you know how you do it.
Yeah. And 2040 is becoming really competitive. Like everyone's like, oh, what's your score? What's your score? What's your score?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell people like, oh, I got like 150, they're like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
And they have to have my phone for reference, because most times you're gonna find kids who be like, oh, my score is like 10K or 10, even 10K is kind of high for most people. Even like something like I don't know, 6K, or like, dude, I got like 1,000 tiles.
Well,
so proud of myself.
Like, yeah, if you just play half-assedly, you're lucky to get about 6,000.
Yeah.
When you have some organization, you're lucky to get about 10K. In fact, if you have specific organization like we're showing you, having a score like the kids at the top, or even 3 or 4 times that, isn't out of reason.
No. Like doing like this ordering strat, it works. It makes a lot of sense. Now here I'm gonna show you like, a little bit of a tuck-in thing I like to do. Yeah, so you see, I put these two 16s here, but if I swipe out this 2 is gonna get stuck here. But I'd love to have this 32 sum with that potential 32. Why don't I? Well, this row's already locked. But if the row wasn't locked, I'd swipe over a bunch of times until I got a spawn there. Yeah. But now it's already locked. So why don't I just swipe to the left? Okay, 2.
Do it again.
Yeah. There we go. Now up. See, move over, and there we go.
Yeah, that's just a way to kind of.
It's just a simple little trick. That's not really a definitive strat. It's just a simple trick.
That's just a little trick.
So yeah, there I got.
Austin had to swipe over there.
Because I decided to swipe left a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But see, I'm playing pretty half-assed. I'm playing pretty casual. If I were playing more serious,
at this point, yeah.
I'm playing pretty.
Later in the game, you'll see more specific decisions, and we'll move a little slower. As you can see right now, he's still just kind of moving.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
fast. He can go,
hitting keyboard keys. So.
Yeah, very basically, up over, up over. Later in the game, you'll see.
See now here, I can do the 2 strap, but see I can't swipe over, so I'm just gonna swipe left. Wait.
He's waiting for an 8.
There, see, I got the 2 spawns. Right there I got. Well,
unfortunately, there anyway.
You saw what I was gonna do. So yeah,
that happens.
But I'll just build this into a 64.
It does happen. That's not fun.
Just make that a 64.
Yeah. Ignore that demonstration.
I mean, it was good in theory. It's
failed purposes.
There's that chance that a 2 or a stinky 4 is gonna spawn there.
Now, as you can see, now we're getting to the point where we have numbers lined up in a way that Austin is sort of feeling it, right? Like he's just making sure that now, and when you have that top row locked the way he has it, it's fantastic. But sooner than later, now he's gonna have another 64.
See, like, look at
another 128.
Because the numbers are so small and you can slide them together so easy. Like, see, like here I have this top. Even if you get your second row locked, it's even better. See, like I can just slide this 8 and a 4 over and up and over and over and up.
And now he's gonna have 512 there, and he's just gonna try to tail it again. It's just at this point, it's just about tailing what you have,
just kind of topping it off. Mm-hmm. And once we get to probably about 2048 and win a 512, and probably plus a 512 tab, we'll show you how to start the strat. Don't see.
Yeah, you have to like just hope for the best there.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing you can do, right?
Yeah, unless you're really careful, because I'm just kind of playing casual.
Yeah, like that. I mean, yeah, there is a way to avoid this. Don't get it wrong. Like
okay, so we see, like I
start now.
We can start the strat now. It doesn't matter. It's a high enough number.
Okay, we'll start the strategy now instead of later.
So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna build this 2 up into like something like a 512, but not as large as this number, so it can't be summed, but also not small enough so it can't be summed by anything in the bottom row. Mm-hmm. Is effectively the idea. Now this strategy, since if you play almost perfect, you're gonna get the numbers will sum together so that when you have like your 10, pretend your 10 to 48 to your 5 or whatever, it's gonna sum to that so that all 3 of these rows are gonna lock up. And you're gonna be forced to swipe down. You're gonna have a 2 down here, and then you have an annoying large number in your second row that's really difficult to get rid of. By doing this, it's gonna force that extra number down here. See so that shouldn't happen to you, or at least a lot less likely to happen to. So yeah.
And the only tricky part of this strategy is setting up. So trying to build that tile in there, something quite a bit higher, is difficult because you're trying to fit all your tiles into a tight place. And as you can see, he's locking up those top 2 rows. So if something were to happen, he would have swiped down, and that's the tricky part of this strategy.
Yeah.
But if you can succeed and not have to, do anything unfortunate.
This is the hardest part of the game, is trying to set this up. So.
Yeah. And this is the strategy that got me my club. I'm nearing.
And I've gotten really. He's just explained to me with like the last hour well, so I've.
Yeah.
But I understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten. See, that's why my scores aren't as high as I haven't gotten a real chance to play around with it yet. But
yeah, no, we're definitely Austin.
But I understand what he's doing. So.
Austin until today had a substantially higher score. So than myself.
Yeah, you were like at 80,000 or something. So
yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm just gonna keep trying to sum it like. Move that number over, like I said before. There we go. So now we're up to 256. We're gonna try to sum it.
512.
I mean, 256 is a pretty secure number, but
we want to be careful.
When you get really late into the game, it's very likely that you're gonna have 256s in your second row.
Yeah.
So especially when you get around the 8,000 tile. So I would recommend you make it into a 512 if you can. If you can't, so be it.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world if you can, but
no,
it's safe. Another thing you can see Austin doing sometimes here is he's trying to lock those rows. So instead of having to slide down, he's having to slide over, which is a smart way to go about things because inevitably you are gonna have to lock eventually with rows, but you just want to make sure you're not locking in a way where you're gonna have to swipe down.
Yeah,
because that is detrimental most times.
Like locking sideways is effectively the idea. Locking. Okay, my mouse back. Locking sideways. Like see how this top row here it hasn't moved at all. It's no worry for us.
And that's the crucial part.
Yep.
It's making that really static and making it remain the way it is.
Yeah. Getting the second row to lock is a little... I'm moving this a little way. But getting that second row to lock is a lot more difficult because the numbers are so small, right? But if you can, it's quite a blessing to play. It's quite a blessing to play. Yeah. There we go. Let's just keep moving up inside and up inside and up inside. Yeah.
And Austin's he's doing the same thing we did before to get that 1024 tile in the first place, right? He's just cornering it all up and making it a little trail.
Effectively, I'm just making a trail. I'm just making a trail in the second row. Oh, that was a favorable response. Yeah, that 2 moved it over for me. But that's there we go. 2. Okay, now we have that our 512. We can finally start building the 128 over here.
Now, at this point, there's 2 things you can do. And you could do the strategy that we were doing before, right? So you could try to build that 512 up to another 1024, and then just swipe over and have a 2048 tile.
Yep.
You could do that, and that would work. But then again, as we said, that strategy is eventually going to likely fail you. And instead, we're going to keep that 512 there and play the new strategy I found just recently.
Yeah. I mean, you're when you you're thinking of the strategy, it doesn't make sense. Why are you just throwing a number over there? But it's about locking. It's about avoiding it's effectively to avoid the top 3 lockup.
Yeah, because that is a very dangerous position to be in. Because, as you can see right now, we have all these high numbers at the top, but if a 2 gets stuck in that top corner, say above the 1024, it's very tricky to, try to build up to that, because then we have to build that 2 somehow into a very large number, which is difficult to do.
We're trying to avoid clutter, which is pretty much near impossible, so, So now we got the 256. It's all good.
So, essentially by putting that 512 there, we've just moved the corner.
Yep.
That's essentially the point. At least you want to essentially take that corner of the option, and you're moving the corner square over.
Now, the reason why we said started earlier is because when you started later, it's because early in the game it's really difficult to just get this row locked up, at least well, to have a tile.
Right, because then you have a 32 there or something, but then right after you're gonna have it, and it's gonna be going up. So at this point, it takes Austin some time anyway. It's not an incredible amount of time, but a little bit of time to get that 256 tile, which means he's safe till that point.
Yep. Just pretty much just business as usual at this point. Just keep sliding over, locking every row. It's just plain slide.
You'll see when we get closer to the, let's say, 4096 tile. How the strategy becomes very useful.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to demonstrate at this point in time.
Like I was saying, the top 3 lock up there, but you're like, well, what the hell's that? It'll be a little easier to explain when this board becomes a little more cluttered. Because right now we're playing a pretty healthy game, per se. So.
And we've been lucky with spawn tile. Tile spawns.
Yeah, because I haven't played my best. I've just been kind of playing casually with the left swipes and stuff. But But yeah.
And you see, at this point, a lot of people would be scared. There's only 3 tiles left, but at this point, it's not really too difficult.
See, look, if I swipe over, I'm gonna get a 2, and I'm probably gonna get a 2 here or a 2 there, and that's see, I can make this an 8 very easily. So even still, I'm gonna swipe this 2 up so I can get that locked up too. There we go. Look at this. See, and there we go. 5.
And then you're just out, right? In 2048, we win.
Oh,
we're gonna keep going.
I always forget about that. It always annoys me, actually.
We're gonna keep going because that's not enough.
So now it's not enough.
It's a win, and having that tile will impress most people.
Yeah.
But not everyone, and depending on how popular this game is, wherever you go, or whatever school you go to, or wherever you live, or whatever, that tile can be very impressive. But some people, there are people out there who have nice, healthy scores, like that nice.
50,000. That's not great, but.
That 50,000, and that, again, is also really impressive for a lot of people.
Well, it's impressive for most people.
We're showing you this strategy so you can get, above 100k, because in most cases, anywhere above 100k, most people can't beat.
No. And to really think, 2 weeks ago, me and Sam were thinking 100k was pretty much unattainable. But...
it's been pretty recently that we've really, really found our footing.
Yeah, really getting nitty-gritty in this game, so...
It's,
This stuff. I'll do editing.
I have to put your clothes away.
Oh.
What are you doing now? Swipe up? Get that 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an 8 and make it into a 16.
And then you'll swipe
lock the roll and then move the scores together, so. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna basically just build this row up into a, see, like swipe
Locked
this forward.
it, yep.
Yeah, wipe those 4s up, lock. Try to lock it again. Yep, lock it again. Move it over, swipe over, up, lock it again. It's like rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat.
You're just trying to lock, right? We locked that top row, and now it's all about locking the second row, and then eventually we'll be locked in the third row.
Oh, good. I got a favorable 2 spawn.
Yeah.
For that lock. That's nice, actually. I don't have to risk a left swipe, potentially. But yeah. I always feel like glorious when you get a favorable spawn. It's like,
Yeah,
yes.
it's really nice. Sometimes it just...
The game sometimes just is
brutal.
brutal. Ass to. It's like, fuck, I played so well, but
yeah.
why is this happening to me, Lord? You know. So yeah, I'm just gonna play casually, just get this up.
And at this point, Austin's being a little more careful to make sure he doesn't have to swipe down.
Yeah,
you can see.
Yeah, because it's a little more. But
it's a little more.
But the strategy, the locking up this number here should be pushing it down because I've been always having my 2s spawn down here now, so which is very nice. I'm just trying to build this number to get this number right here to be bigger than everything else over here. So yeah, and we've almost achieved that. I'm gonna be able to get an 8. That's 32 right there. So there we go. Not too shabby. Yeah. Sorry if this commentary kind of sounds bland, but
we're just trying to let you know. We're giving you an easy method to success, essentially. So we've
done all the scrounging and figuring out for you.
Yeah, that's essentially what this is. We figured it out.
Yeah.
Because it is painstaking. It's
taken us about 3 weeks to figure out all this. So.
Well, it's taken us a while, and I mean, just when 2040 was becoming popular, just as it was kind of becoming an app everyone had.
Yeah.
Austin and I are figuring it out, and we've always kind of had a bit of an edge on people.
Yeah.
Like when it was just kind of starting, we had 6,000, 7,000.
Like I kind of started off,
which was pretty good, and then sooner we had 10,000. That was pretty good, and then as everyone else started getting higher scores, we just kept making sure to get higher ones.
You got thought of better strats.
Yeah.
So initially, the initial strat was just don't swipe down, and just hope your numbers sum together, which sounds awful now, but
yeah, like and. No, Austin and I shared this. We're both really picky now with the way people play.
Yeah.
And we'll watch people play and we'll think like, no, what are you doing? Go, how?
What are you doing? You're
playing so sloppy.
I know we sound like arrogant.
And it bothers both of us.
I know. It makes us sound like arrogant douchebags, but it's really
to be
true.
fair, we're pretty good at the game. So.
It's like the only game I consider myself legitimately really good at. So.
I mean. Yeah. 500k in this game is nothing to laugh at.
No. 100k isn't either, so...
Yeah, like, and I'm sure Austin will later have a similar score to mine.
Yeah, because I've just found out the strat today.
Yeah.
I mean, the ordering of the numbers at pure strat is good, is goddamn effective. But now that we have this kind of avoiding the 3-row lockup, like we were saying, is a very nice way.
And this is not bulletproof.
No.
But
there is no bulletproof strategy.
There's no bulletproof strategy. Like, it's just more likely that it won't happen. And I'm sure if you've gotten far in the game, like if you had a nice score, but not an incredible score, that's probably how you ended your game. You had to swipe down. That's probably what happened. Because if you had, somewhat of a score, that's generally speaking how you end. Because if that didn't happen, it'd be very difficult to die. Or end the game, I should say. But yeah,
okay, I'm not playing number match.
Hopefully that 512 there is gonna allow you to not have to worry about swiping down.
When we get very much there, we might have to build up a little bit more, but for now we're probably
at this point in time, like that 8's pretty far from sliding into that 512. So
yeah, it's a little far off.
Yeah,
I would say personally. I didn't lock my second row there. You see how scary that is?
So that was like it's risky sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just have to hope for the spawn. And that's when we talk about luck, that's what we mean. Like it's strategy until the point where your strategy's failed you, and you have to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right, because that's where the risk is.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of strategy for sure, but there's also a lot of luck involved.
But the difference between this kind of luck and luck that might come to your mind is that you can orchestrate your luck.
Yeah.
In this case, you are able to try to play the odds and
odds a lot more favorable.
Exactly. It's like trying to play poker and being able to count the cards.
Yeah. It's like winning with crappy cards, I guess, kind of, so to speak. So I think it would be the best analogy for it. Yeah. But now, whoever you are watching this gets to take this video and be a slap happy pig.
Yeah, I said
we'll take all our secrets.
We're allowing you to be that guy who.
You get to be that guy.
You get to be that guy who everyone's like, they're bragging about their score, and you get to be like, well. You have nothing compared to me.
A little bit here, so now I'm gonna have to sum up.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but that's really not huge. It's a huge number
it's only
to like L pipeline.
Uh-huh.
I like to call it L pipelining to just build this number up here. So it's like an L. Makes sense. Fun for kids, Phone, go away. We're playing serious business right now.
Damn technology.
See, now we're fine.
Yeah,
pretty much. Just kidding. Yeah. Now we're fine.
Right? Because
stop. Fuck off, Matthew.
Right, because now he's at 32 there, and it's just back to business. So yeah, no, sooner or later now, right? Austin's gonna have the 512 there soon, and we're getting pretty close to that. Yeah, 49 sextile.
Yeah.
And that's when you're really gonna be able to start appreciating what we're doing here, because it's at this point not too incredibly difficult.
No.
To succeed.
It's just kind of like you keep your first row locked. Your first row's gonna be locked regardless if you play like this. And it's just kind of keeping your second row locked and keeping a bigger number right here.
An important part of the strategy is making sure that just because you can connect something doesn't mean you always do.
No.
And that's what that's the downfall a lot of people have. They see, like right now Austin could make those two together.
Yeah, but
he's not going to, right?
No, see, I'm gonna plan ahead. So see, I planned ahead and I locked up my second row by sliding the 2 up into there. See, now the 2 spawns like, maybe I should just swipe up and just go get a 4, 8, get a 16 there, and maybe leave this 8 out to dry, whatever, ignore it, leave it later. But why not? I just swipe left and build them all up equally. What the fuck?
Oh god.
Oh god.
Okay, people. So this is the flaw.
Through a lockup.
So we're gonna have to swipe down and we go to the point, and let's see where it spawns.
I mean, it shouldn't be happening nowhere near as often.
Yeah, I'm sure we will already be ended by now. Okay, so that's about the most unfortunate place for it to spawn.
I'm gonna swipe over. Hopefully, I get a spawn of about 20.
Okay,
come on.
No, you should go up down.
That's not too bad. I can deal with that.
Yeah, you can deal with that. That's not that bad.
Maybe if I can move we could actually almost work with this 512 if we could try. Like we could put these 16 and the 8 together and make the 128 combined. Make a 128 here, put the 128 with that, and then with the 512 build it up there, 2048, and we can build it. We can start build another 512 right there.
Yeah.
In theory.
This will be the hard part, and again, like we said, that's pretty much what you want to avoid. That's like the main thing you need to avoid. Yeah. So that was unfortunate that happened. I
mean, your chances of it are significantly decreased, like we had like that 512 there.
But yeah, by the new strategy, evidently it is significantly decreased. Yeah. And now we're hoping to do the same thing, just trail through in a decreased space. That's the problem now. It's always the same strategy in that regards. You just want to try to trail, but at this point in time, it is more luck than not.
Yeah. I might get it here.
You might. It's going pretty smoothly. Yeah.
I'm just gonna get rid of that.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm gonna get rid of that.
You got it.
Yeah.
And most times, you'll notice.
I mean, actually, you know what? My arrows are locked. I'm okay. I can swipe down. I'm not gonna ruin myself by swiping the 8 over and be forced to die. Yeah. I'm just gonna swipe down. Left.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
Okay, so now what Austin
That's not easy.
Now what we can do is we can do what we were doing before, right? Is we can try to trail along here, and now we have this number locked again, like we had the 512 originally. But the only trouble is now that we'll have numbers down here that can
very easily sum with the 2. So
we're not clear, but right now.
But for now, we're going to ignore that too. We're going to focus on getting this clutter, rid of this clutter, and making numbers right here. So you got to get your priorities straight. Like I know you want to get that. You want to establish your blocking number right there, but for now, you want to focus on getting these numbers here built. So as to not limit yourself to just basically this lower part of the board. Mm-hmm.
We're still not the hard part, people. No, let's get to it.
Things get tricky when you get around 8,000.
Yeah,
things get really difficult then. But
because at that point you have this build up, but it's all like big numbers, right? Yeah. Like it's not just the clutter of like 2s and 4s and such.
Yeah. Or 16s or whatever.
Yeah.
Things that are easy to sum if you're good at the game, but like when you get to Yeah, there we go. 128. Now it's a little bit better. Hey, look at that subbing for us. It's already 32.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think I said this already, but typically 2s are gonna spawn. So if you have to make little, decisions and bets and
Like I
hope, you typically just
I think
if you have no other option, just hope is a 2.
yeah. Well, a two's a lot more easy to use than a 4.
Yep.
Typically, I find that it's about 5/6 of the time, 4/5 of the time that a 2's gonna spawn. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's about right.
And then you get the odd 4. So yeah, like 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 times the 4 is gonna spawn for you. Sometimes a 4 can be a blessing, but sometimes it can be an absolute shithead for you.
It depends what position you're in. Like
So-
if you need a 4.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you can use. Like your do or die situation.
But the rest of the time you're gonna want
Yeah.
a 2 because the 2s are a little easier to work with.
Yeah. Simply put.
Yeah.
Simply put.
See what Austin did there is he gave himself a little more space. So
Yeah.
instead of trying to build into that corner like he just is making sure like
Yeah, I'm just building it over so I can.
like sooner than later he's gonna try to probably make that 2 over here at 8.
Yep.
And then slide it over and try to make it 64 there because he wants more space over here because you don't always want the second row locked. Sometimes, but not always.
It's nice if you can have like a nice building space here, so you can build your numbers. Because remember, it's just a swipe left, and you have your numbers there.
Exactly.
But you have the space to build them up. It's kind of it's a little bit of an effective clip.
Yeah.
So see now,
And he was lucky there to have that 4 there, so it was just nice and easy.
and then favorable 4.
Yeah.
But it happened. Whatever. It wouldn't have been too much of a problem if I had a 2.
Yeah, it's the spawns help. Like the spawns don't particularly matter. Like they don't change a whole lot in most situations, but a lot of the time they can be really helpful.
You know,
Right? Like it's just nice to have them.
it's the luck of the draft kind
Yeah.
of thing. So, you know, I mean, like these,
It's like winning the lottery. Like it's like if you don't win it, that's fine.
Geez, I'm playing bad here. Okay, I have to keep getting left spawns.
But if you do win it, fantastic.
Give me a 2. God damn, I have to keep. Oh man, I'm living on the edge here, Sam.
You are.
Dude.
We're getting into a bit more of a cluttered space now, which is a little more dangerous at this point in the game,
Yeah, but we're okay.
but not detrimental as you can see.
If you're a skilled enough player, you can get it on not too much. I'm gonna start building up this just
Because sooner than later, that'll be a.
I maybe want this to be a little bit bigger though before I do that, because you never know. I might get a straight 4 and it's gonna be like what?
Fair enough.
You know. Yeah, just build it up a little bit. At this point, I can actually pretty much build either of them without risk, so I could build either side.
You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, not playing bad.
This has been a pretty good game for demonstration. We've
We've had the situations to show you.
Yeah,
Been able to
we've had
work out-
mistakes. We've had
Yeah.
a whole bunch of.
Cause I'm not really playing serious. I'm playing fairly casually.
Well, at this point for Austin and I, that's all it really is. Like we don't.
I don't think much of
I'm
it.
speaking for myself here, but I'm thinking that until you get about that.
Like I don't really start focusing hardcore until I get like an 8,000 tile. It's like
Oh, I was gonna say this. Another thing is, if you have tiles built up and you can't get them into this corner over here to try to build up here, another good thing about the strategy is you have this kind of scapegoat.
and it's already built up. So maybe you could even work up to that side and just slide her over and maybe play corners for a little bit. Play corners for a little bit until you can get that number swipe.
And
over
a lot of the time it's useful, not with these numbers, but when we have larger numbers, if we have like a 512 here, we want to try to keep it a 512 here. Like we want to typically try to match these.
Yeah.
Because then if it can't go one way, we're gonna try. We at least have the ability to make it go the other, which is another important part in making sure that we don't have numbers trapped on here.
Yeah. Not too shabby. Yeah, we'll just keep working the strat. I just want to build that number up a little bit first.
Yeah.
Well, I have the space to do so. Before.
Very, very soon, you guys will see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. See, now that I just really before I just wanted to have this big number built up big first, so there would be no off-ball swipes. Look, there's a lot of space between a 64 and a 512. I think we're pretty much good for accidental summing at this point. So,
and the difference between this corner strategy and what a lot of people just do, kind of randomly play, isn't a lot different, but we just have added some logic, because what a lot of people do is they clutter it all up. There's random everywhere, and then eventually they just get this little corner kind of going, right? They have space there and everything else just cluttered up with numbers.
Yeah.
And they have like 512 here and like big numbers here, so they're essentially doing our strategy, this whole corner thing. But now at this point, they've got themselves to the point where they have to do it in a smaller space. They have no other option.
It's
They do it in
unorganized.
some smaller space, and they should have a small face and then run it out right away, because this is a 2x3 setup. They're not going to last long, and that's why people.
By effectively doing this strategy,
lose
basically
so
it And sure, it'll initially be a little more difficult early on. To get used to it, it's a little bit difficult because you basically take away your top row. But think about it, it basically gives you a guaranteed 3x4 to work with, rather than by after playing for like a few minutes playing just whatever ass strategy you're doing, you only basically limited to 6 tiles. You have twice that space to work with. So, yeah. I mean, and to think about it, having 12 tiles of space is a lot of space. It's 12 spaces of tiles where you can easily move around. That's actually what I'm saying. So, yeah, lock my second. I can slide this second over. Just kind of slide it.
You could see Austin trying to lock that time, because he had a couple opportunities. I didn't quite see what he was doing actually at first. But then I saw
he doing?
He was locking, and I was like, oh, he's just locking that.
Yeah, he's just playing normal.
Yeah, he's just doing what he should be doing.
Lock it, pocket, poke it, top it. Sounds like
now we have to go over.
Yeah.
See, the danger is that when he slides over, something might spawn right there, and then we're like, well,
and then you have to
build up that 2 to 128.
Yeah, and you have to do like that L pipeline thing. You're limiting. You take away. You only have like 6 tiles to work with because these tiles are effectively useless.
Which is far from impossible, but it's just a little more difficult.
It's only 256, but it's
it's not difficult. It's just more difficult than necessary.
It's inconvenient, should say.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, once we have that to a 512, we'll start working on this side again, so we can start summing and such. But yeah. See if we can maybe get a world record score.
World record score? That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the record on Google Play is like 193,000. So Sam, you already have higher than that.
Well, on Google Play, but I think on the leaderboard it's about 1 point something million.
Yeah.
I'm about halfway there.
Yeah.
Or well, not quite.
If I really tried, probably in a few weeks.
About halfway.
I could probably get to that point in a few weeks. So.
Yeah, I think you're not far. No, I've given you this strategy.
Yeah.
You'll have it.
Because
higher than mine.
I basically maxed out my other strategies. Like that, like playing like the top row, right? Is in theory would be the best strategy because you could potentially swipe a whole board one more time than doing this, but it locks up the second row. Like I guess I didn't lock up my second because I saw these summable numbers. But we had like we showed earlier, like when we tried to get that, we had to build that 4096 out of like nothing, you know. When we locked up the second row, we had to swipe down. It eliminates that inconvenience. So. And even still, we could probably, as me and Sam get better and better at this game, we could probably think of a strat to use this number at the end of the game. We could probably figure out something, but
whoa, are you building that up? What are you building that up to?
No, you're right. Yeah, what am I doing?
Right, yeah.
I mean,
he's high enough there. He doesn't need to.
I don't need to start 1,000 building yet, but
yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
what can happen there, right? Is if he slides over, something can spawn there. It doesn't all like. I mean, there's it is a 1 in 5 chance of it spawning there, so it's a little.
It's not good odds.
Yeah, it's a little.
I mean, the odds are in your favors per se, but they're not good.
Because it does happen quite often.
It's like saying you have a 1 in 5 chance of dying today. It's like, oh, it doesn't make you feel comfortable.
Right, because probably won't happen with those odds.
Yeah.
Like, but
you slide over. See, it's still I'm not pressed for space. No, I can't do my swipe over strats. I'm gonna have to build a 128. No problem. I can build 128. It's just inconvenient per se. There's swipe 116 up.
We're getting some little close locks here. Yeah, this is becoming a little dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I'm good. I'm already halfway there. Yeah. Let's go up. No, I'm gonna put that. I don't want an unnecessary 8.
I don't like it. It's spawning bad for us.
Get rid of it.
That was kind of
just get rid of it. Convenient. We had a 32 built there.
Yeah.
Very convenient, actually. That's stuff you can't plan ahead for. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just gonna build. I'm just gonna build an extra 32 right here just in case
I need it. Yeah, that's not really something you can do, but unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am gonna. Fuck.
Brilliance, Austin.
Brilliance.
Now what he probably should do is he should try to just not ignore this piece of shit and try to build this up to a 512. That's what I would do, and then he'd have 1,000 yen, and then he can work on that one.
And try to sum this 32 over here 64, so we have this whole extra board to work with instead of limiting ourselves.
In case it wasn't clear, that was a mistake. He didn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose. That was a bloody mistake.
See, she's gonna work this part now because it's the same idea as this. Like he wants to keep this small, so it's not gonna sum with this, and it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. He's gonna build this up and try to.
So now I'm gonna have this. Now I have the space to work with.
Exactly.
So, yeah. See, I have effectively this whole grid to work to build that 128 there, so I can. And if I keep these numbers small, I can easily slide it over. So, it works. It's good that we're making mistakes though, so we can kind of give you teaching tools.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that I'm not completely focused. I'm just talking.
Yeah, this isn't like when we. I'm sure our score would probably already be higher if we.
Typically, like, okay, I made a mistake. But that's actually not too big. Actually, no,
that actually worked out right.
That's actually worked out. But if I were playing like really focused right now, I wouldn't be making these kind of stupid little errors, you know. But whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, part of it is just watching us make mistakes because it's mistakes you will face.
You don't learn from success; you learn from mistakes. So,
because they are mistakes that you will make in doing this.
We're good now.
Yeah, see, and that's the ideal thing right now. We have this 512 here, lock this up.
Yeah.
We have that there. Now it's just building that up again. It's just cornered again.
Yep. My board's healthy, so. Swipe that 8 up. I don't want a 2 there because that's a little bit more difficult. It's difficult to sum 2s that are ominously in the middle of the row. Because the 2 just sums with pretty, like, which just seems like it sums constantly, so it's difficult to move into a middle row position.
And I'm sure as you're watching this, you're seeing things that we're not necessarily saying. But yeah, there's just a lot of little things that aren't necessarily strategy.
That you don't think about doing.
You just do it, and a lot of it in this game is common sense. It's just, well, I don't want this to happen, so I do this. Yeah. And but those thoughts only come from knowing strategies like this. Right?
When you're
aware of the mistakes that can happen, then you're thinking, well, if I do this, this will happen, right?
Like, the more mistakes, the more situations you're presented with, the better of a player you're going to be.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Like that. That's actually not too bad.
He's going to have to go over. Oh, that worked out.
Luck at the draw, boys.
Yeah. And those are the situations that are just unfortunate or anything.
As you can see, playing this strategy, we really haven't had. Normally at this point, if you're playing just corners, you're gonna be presented with the lock, the 3-row lock, probably at least 3 times at this point.
Yeah.
So we've only presented with it once. That's a 66% decrease.
Yeah, because we've really been,
we played the strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a smart little innovation.
It's still like playing rows, except limiting the one thing. So it just pushes an extra number out. It makes sense, but it's not an easy thing to figure out on your own.
Yeah, I kind of came up upon it just.
It's like, oh, maybe I should do that.
Just luck.
Just try.
Yeah, because I was kind of playing it, and I just thought, like, how can I fix this? And then I kind of got one caught there and realized.
See, there's the problem. There's the
problem.
There's the 2.
And realized that when I did that, it actually worked better for me than anything else.
Yeah.
But now what Austin can do, right, is he can just build another 128 there, and we'll be on our way to luck, though.
What'd you call it? Yeah, I'm gonna go up.
Yep. See, like I said earlier, you can typically bet 2's gonna spawn.
I still got the 2s there. I'm okay if I sway. Let's get rid of that. This is tight.
Yes!
Yeah!
There's the luck we're looking for, folks.
There's the luck we're looking for. Now I gotta build a fucking. No, if I swipe, I should be able to get it too. There we go. It's okay. Fuck, man. You're hoping for a 4 at this point.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so yeah, but
I think we pretty accurately demonstrated the idea, anyhow.
You see, yeah, I played pretty casually. I'm talking in Instagram.
We've told you our scores, and Austin's score is a little more than double that.
Yeah.
And
that's that's from playing just straight. So
yeah, and sooner than later he'll be close to mine with this new strategy I showed him.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what you got to do. I'm sure you have the idea.
Yeah. Just to recap, put this number here so you can avoid that 3-row lock. Build it and make sure it's big enough that it's not going to get swiped or summed by these lower numbers that are smaller, or summed by this number here. Now build up these numbers and then remember, oftentimes swipe right so you have the space to build right here, just to kind of clear up your board. And then remember, it's just a left swipe back and you have your numbers there.
And we ended just from a case of bad luck, and that does happen. Don't be discouraged.
Yeah,
because it does happen.
Often it's gonna take a lot of tries to get like a very high score. So
yeah, I mean, not like every time do we get these ridiculous scores. It's just that it's luck.
It's when you get the luck and you play your strategies like very.
I'm hoping to have the 64,000 tile sort of later on my game.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of close. I have the 32,000 tile on the 8,000 tile right now, so I'm
still going
kind of close. And I have quite a bit of space just because of the way it is. And the thing with 2048 is When it's a bit smaller, it's easy. Then you get to bigger numbers like 4096, and it's hard.
They're difficult to move.
It's hard, and they get that done. But then you have, like, after the stretch, it's easy again. When you have these really big numbers, then just working with those, because then it's just easy. But I'm assuming when I get this the next tile, the 64 tile, it's gonna be hard again because it just comes in these little waves almost. It's just the way the numbers are working together.
Yeah. So try out our to recap. Don't swipe down. When you get up to about 2048, whatever, start building your 512 or however large you want to build it, right there, and then just keep summing in like a kind of a row like this. Remember, these 6 spaces are your most important because you're gonna be swept just like a train. Just keep going like this. Just keep going like that, and then you keep funneling over, and eventually you get to funnel into that, and then you keep left, and then you put a number in there, and just keep doing rinse, repeat, you know, while keeping your tile there to avoid the 3-roll lockup. And once you get good at that, you're gonna have ridiculous high scores, and your friends will be like, "What the fuck has happened?" So
yeah, I mean, 60,000 is pretty impressive, probably to a lot of you, but
so yeah, I've been Austin.
I am still Sam.
And that has been a 2048 tutorial.
Yep.
Admittedly not the best score, but that's the luck of the game. So
yeah, you got the idea, I'm sure.
Yeah, you got the idea of our strats. All right, see ya.